The previous round of ATV National Motocross presented a golden opportunity for Thomas Brown. He got away, while the rest of the field suffered all kinds of trouble on the high-flying Muddy Creek track in Tennessee. That included a dust-up between title contenders Chad Wienen and Joel Hetrick, allowing a further breakaway from the Texan up front. The win was Brown's until the last lap, when an unforced error allowed Hetrick to slide into the lead and steal the moto win. Brown had revenge on the mind for Moto 2, but Hetrick got out front early and laid the smackdown on his Phoenix Racing Honda. Brown began to make passes and claw his way through the pack, while Chad Wienen was forced to do the same after another bad start. He eventually passed Brown, and then Brown's day turned from bad to worse with late race mechanical problems. A dream day turned nightmare. Meanwhile, a 1-1 for Hetrick. Can anyone stop him today? ATV Motocross coming your way here on MAV TV. It's the National Motocross Championship sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. Beautiful Sunset Ridge here in Illinois, the home track for the multi-time series champion. And we're trying to get the title back this year. Chad Wienen, a whole bunch of amateurs out there. Then the pro pits, there's Troy Hill's machine. That's a beautiful one. Wes Lewis, pretty in pink today. A lot of them running the pink liveries on their machine. Logan Stanfield on the 55. And then you got Hayden and Noah Mickelson running their customary red. Same thing with Wesley Wolf, Bryce and Cody Ford. A little extra trim there. Hey, Nick Janusa out of New Jersey. And closing on podiums as of late. There's Jeffrey Rastrelli's machine. Now, Thomas Brown was super fast in our last event, but he was unlucky. Opened the door for Brandon Hogue. Yeah, the young kid making his way to the box. Let's check in.
Yeah, coming off the last round with a podium spot. That helped a lot with the training at home. I'm feeling really good right now, so I'm hoping to carry that into this weekend. There's some weather rolling in, so we'll see if that comes into a factor, but I like the big tires too, so we'll be ready for that. But yeah, everything's looking great, and I'm ready for the weekend.
And good to see Hogue running some pink livery on his machine as well for breast cancer awareness. Also some pretty in pink on the 44. Let's check in with the home track boy, Chad Wienen.
Coming off of last round in Tennessee, ended up second overall. Just coming in this weekend, I'm out here to take the W and get max points and really chomp into the points lead that Joel got a little bit last round. And I'm still really not too happy about the move that he did on me at the first moto, but I'm just gonna go out there and give everything I got. And got a lot of friends and family that come down for this event. It's awesome to have that support. I just want to go out in there and perform for them and give them a good show today and try to put this blue machine on top today.
Yeah, at our last race, you saw the highlights at the top of the show. Wienen likes to say he had some help being tipped over by Hetrick, so we'll see how it spills off on the racetrack. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Let's put some quads out on the track here. ATV Motocross action from Sunset Ridge, Walnut, Illinois. Qualifying time. Brandon Hogue rolling on out. First rider that we're going to look at, no surprise, Chad Wienen, the home track specialist. Lives right outside of Daytona Beach. These days, that's where his practice track is, but he has deep roots here growing up in Illinois. Joel Hetrick's been fast in this track in the past. Should be some great racing between those two today. Never count out Thomas Brown. He's always been, I hate to tell him, the third place guy the last couple of years in this championship. We mentioned Brandon Hogue's rising momentum, though, after the podium at our previous event. And this guy, Alan Myers, is beginning starts and going fast this year as well, so he's a podium threat. We have Bryce Ford. Look at him airing it out. That looks good right there. Nick Janusa. Hard to recognize the machine with the different colors today. Look at Wesley Wolf putting the power to the ground to hit some of these leaps at Sunset Ridge. There's Stanfield on the 55. Some serious body English by Jeffrey Rastrelli there throwing it around. The 14 is Troy Hill. Brogan Geyer, several fast riders out of Indiana. Dirt was great today, by the way. Very roostable, no doubt about that. Wesley Lewis, I think, just went by. And you got the Mickelson brothers That was Noah. It's a Cody Ford on the number 5. Then this is Hayden Mickelson on 135. Chad Wienen using that home track knowledge. You don't often see Joel Hetrick not your fast qualifier, but Wienen got the job done today. Hetrick doesn't seem bothered by it. Let's check in with your two-time and defending champ.
My goals for this weekend are just to try to maintain my points lead. Obviously, I want to go out here and win every moto I go for, but you know, sometimes in weather, it's best to just come out and be consistent, and that's what my plan is today. Just run consistent laps, stay up front, and stay healthy.
Hetrick sitting on 2 race wins in a row after being consistent at round 1 at Daytona. Not about consistency today, I don't think, for the rest of these guys. They want the win here in Illinois. Stay with us. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. All right, it's over now. No more talk. It's time for racing. ATV Motocross Championship here on MAV TV. Thomas Brown so quick in our first moto at our last race. See if he can duplicate that. Rocky Mountain on board with Joel Hetrick. Let's go racing. Terrible start for Hetrick. He's getting bumped around. Bryce Ford leads him into the first turn. Got a little bit of a push as he came into that corner so hot, but he holds on. I don't know how. Hetrick has emerged in second. I think that's Brown down to the inside. Hetrick takes a look over, cuts him off, sees an opening, but awesome to see Ford up front. A lot of young talent really starting to hit their stride. This year we had a lot of rookies come in last year, and then again this year. Oh man, that track is rough, and no one knows exactly what the best line out of that corner was, but Ford seemed to get it right. With Brown, Hetrick, and Wienen all right there, second, third, and fourth. Nick Janusa showing you how hard it is to get traction. Oh, we have some water thrown down, so we've got it all. We've got churned up, pretty deep dirt, some hard pack, some dusty sections, some wet sections. Watch Jeffrey Rastrelli battle his way forward right now. How about Bryce Ford putting it down right now, leaving these three to battle each other. Now Hetrick finds a line at that very dry, dusty inside. Then we're back to a watered section. Old Sunset Bob, the track owner here, loves to take that water truck out and get this place nipped and tucked and ready for racing. It's turned out pretty good. I believe, though, you heard riders talking about the weather coming in. I think they wanted to leave a few spots a little more dry in case rain came in. We certainly had some mud races here through the years, so led to dust in spots. Hetrick putting pressure on Ford, but not all over him, certainly not being held up. Just trying to figure out the right lines here. Hetrick down to the inside, a little bit of a split lane. Oh, can't quite take the measure of Ford. Ford doing a great job on this rough racetrack. Hetrick tries again. Ford running cool and calm right now. Ford was fourth in our previous moto of the championship, and that's his season best. So he is starting to come on strong. But how long can he ride error-free with Hetrick all over him? This is serious pressure right now. Hetrick going to try to line him up on the inside. And you can hear how much bumping and bouncing around they're doing on this track. Hetrick able to wrestle the lead now from Ford. And he would love for the young kid to be able to hold off the likes of Brown and Wienen, help score some extra points. Jeffrey Rastrelli we're on board with right now. He's in a good battle. Hetrick taking a look behind him to try to see, and same thing, Ford trying to see who's behind him. It's Brown and Wienen, and a little mistake from the kid. Nowhere for Brown to go. Now Wienen putting pressure on Brown. Who's going to break first? Will Brown be able to get around Ford, or will Wienen be able to get around Brown? And all the while, Joel Hetrick on the Phoenix Racing Honda is checking out Ford on the Baldwin Maxxis machine. As Hetrick clicks off more laps. Up on the top of Sunset Ridge work our way back down. Did Wienen make a move right there? He did. He made the move on Brown. So Wienen on the blue Wienen Motorsports Yamaha is up to the number 3 spot, now all over Ford. And it gets tricky. 44 wants to find some alternate lines. Brown would like to capitalize and get back around him. Oh, nice move. Switched outside to inside, I think the same spot where Hedrick made the pass. Wienen does it as well. Go back to Nick Janusa trying to catch this group. There is Hedrick. Man, he has put a big gap on the field right now. And although Wienen has climbed to second, I don't know if there'll be time to mount any sort of a challenge. There it is. Ford getting a lot of wheel spin out of that corner. Brown wants to take advantage on that Yamaha. Rastrelli, I think he's trying to catch Wolf. Gaining a little bit under braking there as we go back to Hedrick, who has this thing on lock. I don't know how he survived that first turn. You can see from the helmet cam, he had lost a ton of ground going into turn 1. He somehow snaked his way through. Oh, Mickelson had a good run going. Meanwhile, Hedrick on his Honda is set for daylight. Finally, Brown makes the move. Ford held him all the way to the end. Heartbreaker, it's not going to show in the results. Now it's Brown into a podium position while Hedrick gets away. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and CST Tires. Joel Hedrick looking to put the finishing touches here on another moto win in the ATV National Motocross Championship sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. And you can see the gap he has right there. I'd say, though, that Chad Wienen is matching him. Brandon Hogue and Jeff Rastrelli having a good battle. So Hogue showing it was no fluke the last race, running with some of the established players. I don't think anyone's going to have time to go after this man, though. Brown has pulled away a bit from Ford. Still running a great race, though. And good to see these young riders getting laps led. Time up on the podium. Nick Janusa, kind of a tweener right now. One of the relatively new pros, but not one of the rookies or sophomores. It has been the Rastrelli and Wienen show in this series the last couple of years. It is no different in this moto, but look at the speed Wienen is showing. I think he has something maybe in Moto 2. Love to go for the win here at his home track. As we see Rastrelli, there is the gap. Wienen still going for it. Now I think Hedrick's pulled it back away. Beautiful job. That is old school ATV racing right there. That almost looks like the TT events they used to have that were part of this championship. They got to back them in on that hard dirt. Whoa. And then Hedrick came into that corner a little bit too fast and almost threw it over the high side, almost flipped it. Saw him go off the track a couple of weeks ago at an event while in the lead. And this guy pushes the envelope, but he has been working on the consistency as of late. Wants 2 straight championships, takes another small step to that with a big first moto win here in Illinois. Wienen rode hard. He'll end up second. Brown, Ford, and Janusa in the top 5. And there's a little high five between those two as we get set for the second moto. That's motocross tradition, of course, to run 2 motos in one day. I don't know if we're going to get any of this rain. At the Rocky Mountain ATVMX on board with Rastrelli. Card sideways and down. Tiptoeing through the outside is Wienen, and somehow he made it work. He was up on 2 wheels, came into that first turn hot. He needed to. Starts are so critical, especially when it's really boiling down to 2, 3, 4 guys max. There's Hedrick taking the measure of Rastrelli to get into second. So we have our 2 contenders for the championship. 1-2 early. should be a classic battle, and the establishment up front this time, because Thomas Brown is 4th. There you see that top 4 trying to make a breakaway. Janusa would be next. Well, it's not like Hedrick is getting held up by Wienen here. 44 is running a good pace. As Rastrelli is a solid 3rd. Well, he was. There goes Thomas Brown. Brown a little more speed, used the outside coming into this section, and that momentum paid off. He's up to 3rd. There they are. Dropping back down, Rastrelli not giving up on it. You can really see how hard they push. As he tries to get Brown for that number 3 spot. It's a good battle there for 3rd, and a battle for the lead beginning to brew. Can Hedrick catch Wienen? Now, in the past, he's been able to do that. Wienen's very hard to pass, but I've got to say today, as they both want that left side, even where it's watered, surprisingly. I mean, today, Hedrick has not quite been able to catch him. It's been close. This is about as close as it has been. This battle won't quit. Chad Wienen came to play today, trying to hold Joel Hedrick off with a battle for 3rd. Heats up as well. Stay with us. Oh, off the track! Almost into a tree is Rastrelli. Man, he's had some moments this year. Stay with us. Just shows anything can happen on a rough racetrack when they're pushing like this. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. Chad Wienen continues to lead the way here at Sunset Ridge, and he has opened it up on Hedrick. You don't always see this. Pure pace. Hedrick not quite able to get to the rear tires as Rastrelli is in this great battle with Janusa. After going off the track and almost hitting one of those trees. Back to Wienen. Stylish up front. And giving these people something to cheer for. On his Maxxis Shod Yamaha. Bryce Ford, Brandon Hogue going at it. So 2 of the young kids, not quite podium material right now, but saw that great first moto from Hogue, saw the podium last week from Hogue. So they've got the potential, but the sun never sets at Sunset Ridge on Chad Wienen. He has become an ageless wonder of this series. Back on board here with Rastrelli. Look at Alan Myers. Rolling through. Back to Wienen. Gap hasn't changed. No pressure. Going to be a huge confidence boost because, by the way, the next race, that's Hedrick's home track of Pennsylvania, Pleasure Valley. Oh, what has happened here? Janusa having problems. He was running a great race, and it comes to a premature end. Here's Wienen just floating across those rollers. He was ever dialed in today. Rastrelli's in a battle every darn time we see him. This time with Wolf, they almost come together on the entrance to that corner. So not Rastrelli's best moto here. He's lost a few spots. Listen to the fans. They grew up watching Chad Wienen. There is Janusa, unfortunately the New Jersey native. He is out. As you can tell, he had equipment problems. And Wienen, the big man, throwing it sideways a bit. checkered flag is going to be in sight here. What a performance. Chad Wienen got the start, and they weren't able to get a hook in him. He just kept pulling away. Strelly was in a dogfight the whole time, but there it is. 2-1 scores, a big overall win for Chad Wienen. Hendrick and Brown on the podium. Let's catch up to them.
But man, it was a great day as far as on the track. Off the track, it was a little rough. It seemed like we had some mechanicals that we had to figure out. We had to do a motor swap. And man, my team worked their butts off and made sure I was good to go every time we hit the track. The bike was awesome. I can't thank everybody enough that supports me. Man, I'm looking forward to keep going. We've had some bad luck this season. It just seems like a moto here and there. We just little things go wrong. So looking forward to the rest of the season, get this ball back on track, another podium, and hopefully keep the ball rolling in the future rounds.
You know, first moto just worked out great for me, and I had it planned out in my head. Like, I just needed to win one of them motos today to split points if, you know, worst come to worst, and it did. Second moto, it got really rough. I had a good start, and I just couldn't put the pace down to do it safely. And leaving here with the second place, going into Pleasure Valley, my home track. Super pumped to go out and try to win at the hometown for the crew. Thanks to everyone out here. Thanks to the Phoenix Racing Honda crew for all the hard work, and my mechanic Gary for wrenching every weekend like he does.
I finished up here at Sunset Ridge MX. Man, we came out with P1, 2-1 overall. And man, that second moto, we just dialed everything in, and we ripped the whole shot, led it from start to finish, and got a nice gap. So I feel like I got some momentum rolling right now, and we're gonna build on it, and we're gonna enjoy this one with the friends and family that came down for the home race here. And just a huge thanks to everybody for coming out. Great day here at Sunset Ridge, and no rain. All right, thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, track a little dry and dusty as we watch the CST Tires race recap. Ford out front early and did a good job, but finally this inside line and a good drive to the jumps allowed Hendrick to get the lead, and then eventually Wienen would go through for second late in the race. A change for third with Thomas Brown getting there. So Hendrick, no surprise, wins the first moto. Moto 2 starts behind Chad Wienen, and these guys battled for a little while when Wienen began to pull away. Jeffrey Rastrelli was in a battle with someone pretty much every lap of this race. Bad luck for Janusa, whose machine expired. Hendrick just not able to get to Wienen, who takes the 2-1 and his second win of the year. There's the friends and family he's talking about. Big win for Chad at his home race. Thanks for watching.